Hey guys, Matt Allen here. Welcome back to TacticalBassin. We have got nasty weather out today. It's supposed to clear tonight, and it gave me a very much needed office day. But before I jumped into that stuff, I started getting my boat prepped for my next trip. As I was throwing together the box that I was going to take out there, I got to thinking you guys might enjoy a look inside that box. That's something we haven't done for quite a while. So I had literally put one box together for my trip, and we're going to open this up and look through it, because this is literally the box that I would carry for almost any fall fishing situation. The only thing that's not in here is my finesse stuff. This is all my power fishing and search baits and what I'm doing as we go into the early part of fall to find and catch fish. So the first thing is Kitex. We'll set those aside and come back to that. The box itself is very, very simple. I could take this to any lake right now. Basically what we've got is we've got some heads, spoons, cranks, topwater, and swim baits. I'm going to run through specifically what these baits are, what each one is for, but that's the gist of it. These are the baits that I have confidence going out and trying to dial fish in quickly. I can locate fish. I can also locate big fish very, very fast, virtually anywhere. The only thing I can't do out of this box is slow down and finesse fish if things get tough. So right out the gate, we'll talk about the heads. I'm carrying 3 different heads. Blade Runner underspins, 3/8 and 1/2 ounce. 2 different blade sizes. Just use it's just a chrome color. They call it anchovy. Simple color that goes well with everything. Then in the middle, these are Guppy Heads. It's a little 1/8 ounce and then 3/16 and 1/4 with a couple different hook sizes. But finesse swim bait heads. And then I have my Matt Allen heads in a couple of different sizes. I think 3/16, 3/8 and 1/2. I pair those with the corresponding Kitex. 2.8 Kitec, 4.3 and a 4.8. Very simple for covering water, getting down, dredging bottom. I can find active fish up shallow, and I can find active fish way down deep with the same set of heads and baits. Really easy. Starting out deep, working back in. Spoons. Carrying 2 sizes of spoons, but the main spoon I throw is these 1 3/4 ounce. Throw a couple main colors. I mean, I mix it up a little bit, but basically it's Morning Dawn, which is like a pinkish purple spoon. That one's called Electric Chicken, Chartreuse. There's a couple different versions of the purples and pinks, a couple different versions of the chartreuses. I don't really care which one is which, as long as I have both with me. And then over here, these are just the smaller size, 3/4 ounce. Then I also throw a random axe blade in there. Which we're gonna have to come back to because I just buried it in the carpet. Not kidding. But the axe blade is a tail spinner. So it just pairs really well. It's kind of a crossover between the spoon and that underspin, covering that same thing, giving him a different look. In fact, I think you guys saw us use that a little bit recently where we were on spoonfish and underspin fish. It's just another bait to just keep those fish fired up, keep them moving. Going up shallower, I go to crankbaits. And as we're in the front end of fall, my preference is to stay with the shallow fish. That's just what I enjoy doing. So square bills and lipless. My square bills, I basically carry 2 sizes. I want a bait that's going to run in that 1 to 3 foot range, and I want a bait that's going to run in that 2 to 5 foot range. So I'll mix up either the 6 Cents, the Lucky Craft, or the River to Sea Biggie. Those are the 3 that I'm using. And then for lipless, I have 2 different kinds of lipless. I actually have 3 brands. I threw a 6 Cents in there that I haven't even thrown this bait yet. That's the Thud, and I wanted to play with that one. So I can't vouch for it one way or the other, but I really wanted to play with it, especially in a craw pattern. River to Sea Ruckus, LV500. Handful of LV500s, actually. But the deal is with the lipless, two different styles. Regardless of what your favorite lipless are, I'm sure there are guys that are like, there's not a red eye shad in that box. You're out of your mind. But what I care about is a lipless that I can hop on the bottom, you know, the LV500, that slow fishing that we talk about. And then I also want baits that I can chuck and wind. As long as I've got those two bases covered, good to go, because I can do a lot with that. I can get down and really pick cover apart. I can fish rock piles. I could flip under docks, slow fish. I can also fan cast over dying grass, fan cast on flats over points. Really work well as a 1-2 punch. And then along with that square bill where I can get really aggressive, bang cover, stop and go. There's lots of different things I can do with that bait. That's why I'm carrying both. Top water, this time of year, I'm typically staying with the walk the dog style bait. That water's starting to cool down. Those fish aren't used to that cool down yet. So I actually have 3 different baits in here, but all the same basic concept. They're all walk the dog baits. And again, I get a ton of movement, a lot of side to side walk, but my forward progression coming back to the boat is slower than if I was throwing, say, a whopper plopper, straight line. It's coming fast. As that water first starts to cool, I really like that walk the dog bait, because it's staying over the top of the fish. They don't have to come as far to get it. They're more likely to do that. So 3 baits that I'm throwing. First one is the River to Sea Rover, which day in and day out is my favorite. It's got its own sound. I'm not even that color specific, honestly. As long as it's fairly neutral, good to go. Second one is the Vixen. Different sound, higher pitch. And the third one is that Mega Bass, that Dog X. Totally different sound. Color-wise, they're all pretty neutral. Very neutral tones, but they're different sounds. There's almost always a topwater bite this time of year. They're almost always chasing bait fish unless you're in the middle of inclement weather. But by carrying all 3, I can dial in the sound that seems to be getting bigger bites on a given day. Last but not least, swim baits. Both the same. S-Waver 168, S-Waver 200. Same concept, very different results. The 168 will fish almost like a jerkbait. The jerkbait is the only thing missing from my box right now. The reason why is that just the bite that I'm on right now on my local lakes, I seem to be doing better with the glide than with the jerkbait. Typically, I would have jerkbaits in the box also. But that smaller, that 168, fishes well in that same jerkbait category, but also crosses over to swim bait. You're likely to get those big, big bites. That's light trout is the color. And then it's big brother, the S-Waver 200. That color is rainbow trout. Doesn't matter if there's trout in your water or not. It really doesn't. They'll eat all these colors. Light trout is the #1 color. It looks like a banana. It doesn't look like a trout. They'll eat it. So I carry those 2 glide baits with me. The reason why I'm throwing glide baits instead of soft baits, I can cover water quickly. I can get very aggressive because even though water temps are dropping, they're not cold yet. So the bass will still get up and chase and really get darty and aggressive and follow that bait. I can get really reactive, rip and pop that rod to get those fish to commit. I can't do that with the soft bait. Another month or 2 from now when that water's cold, we've got to start really creeping bottom, trying to lull those fish in. That's a different animal, but the front end of the fall, we do not have to play that game. So the glide bait. Guys, that's really, I can't think of a lake that I would go to right now where that's not the box that I would take with me. If the fish are deep, I've got them pegged. If the fish are dirt shallow, I've got them pegged. If they're blowing up on top, I've got them. If they're chasing bait down deep, I've got them. If they're eating big stuff, I've got them. And with all these baits, I've got them where I can go slow. I could just roll that lipless, or I get down and hop, Or I can get that square bill, get really aggressive. I can take that glide and just slow roll, or I can get really aggressive. All these baits are that way. Same with the walking bait. I can get that methodical walk, or I can get really snappy with it and draw those sharp, aggressive strikes. This time of year, depending on whether that fish is alone or in a school, their behavior will be much different. But I've got everything there to adapt and overcome and put fish in the boat under a ton of different conditions. Hope you guys enjoyed a look inside the box. We're not out on the water today. Forgive me, I just don't feel like getting dumped on today. But we'll be back out here quick. Looking forward to fishing out of this box. We appreciate you guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We'll talk to you soon.